very big umbrella term. I'm trying to use my own term to position my work and position my approach to new literacies. Now I'd like to, after reviewing these approaches, I'd like to review the new dimensions of literacy and the changes that have been taking place. We should know that literacy is a changing from paper-based to electronic digital-based, from one-dimensional to multi-dimensional, from offline practices to online practices, from isolated individual practices to collaborative, connective practices, from independent, unified practices that are applicable to every day, every time, to situated contextual ones, which raises argument among researchers about globalizing and localizing. An article which I have recently read argued that sometimes literacy needs to be globalized and other times it needs to be localized. But I see that localizing or globalizing literacy depends on our approach to literacy and the real needs and wants of our students, and how much the context in which we teach will accept this new literacy. There is the relationship, which I call connective or complicated relationship between elements of literacy. I imagine that the web is a medium which stands in between many tools, and it mediates the internal cognitive processes of the individual and the socio-cultural aspects or social practices which are external and represent the social context in which the person lives. All these aspects should lead to language and literacy. So you find that arrows here are pointing to both sides, and this means that the relationship is not unitary or is not a linear relationship. Instead, the internal cognitive processes could directly influence literacy and the other way around, and the web can influence literacy and the other way around, language and literacy and the other way around, and the sociocultural aspect can influence any aspect. But I have this drawing to position my relationship approach to the web as a medium which mediates literacy. Now, I come to my definition to the web-based new literacies in the context of TESOL and TEFL teacher education, with specific reference to my Egyptian context. They are the up-to-date web-associated knowledge, insights, skills, strategies, and competencies that EFL student teachers need for an effective employment of the web and language learning, which might lead to improving or expanding their literacy practices within learning context and making them succeed as both lifelong learners and prospective teachers of English. It sounds to be a long definition, but I tried my best to make it comprehensive because I see that these new literacies cannot only be described as skills, they can be knowledge, insights, strategies, and competencies. All these can be, new literacies. We are not after skills here. We are after knowledge. We are after insights. We are after strategies. So I try to use all the words that can be associated with knowledge and both knowledge and the skill aspect. EFL student teachers are my target, and they need these literacies for an effective employment of the web, because this is the purpose that I need to know something new in order to effectively employ this tool in my context, which is language learning context. And my expectation or the fruitful outcome should be to do what? To improve or expand the literacy practices within learning context and making them or the students succeed as both lifelong learners and prospective teachers of English. Because nowadays, our approach is more towards lifelong learning than towards just learning, and more towards skills and strategies than more towards content. We are after trying to consolidate students' learning and positioning them into real context of learning that provide them with lifelong learning skills rather than just transmitting ready my definition, and it's available online on Wikipedia as well, if you Google it. Based on empirical data that I put through documentary analysis and through questionnaires delivered to the student teachers and teacher educators in some Egyptian universities, I put the following list of the web-based new literacies. This is not the whole list, it's just a taxonomy of some minor strategies and skills which are very large and it's not time-consuming to present. So this is the main taxonomy that represents my list. So the first thing is online communication and collaboration. The second dimension is online information management and knowledge construction. The third dimension is accessing web-based English resources and materials. And online communication and collaboration involves membership of online communities and the knowledge society, which everybody nowadays should do. Composing and writing online, which is completely relevant to writing in English. Meaning negotiation and idea sharing, which is completely relevant to communication and constructing knowledge. Online language practice, which is the context in which people can employ many skills and strategies to learn English and practice learning English. The second dimension, online information management and knowledge construction, involves surfing the web and locating information, online reading comprehension, critical literacy skills, synthesizing information and constructing knowledge, accessing web-based English resources, which involves making use of the internet as an online library for English learning, and accessing authentic English material. This is the list that I reached based on my empirical data. I tried my best to make it comprehensive, but it includes many, many details